Meanwhile, around sunset, General Gage had a meeting of his senior officers at the Providence House. He informed them of the instructions from Lord Dartmouth had arrived, ordering him to take action against the colonists. He also told them that Colonel Smith would be the one in charge of the military. The meeting adjourned around 8:30 p.m. As his leaders left the Providence House, one noticed unusual discussions among the townspeople about the unusual movements of the British soldiers in town, speculating something was up. Upon hearing this information, he went back and talked to General Gage. General Gage was stunned and immediately issued orders to prevent messengers from getting out of Boston, but it was too late to prevent Dawes and Revere from leaving. The British regulars, around 700 infantry, were drawn into 11 of Gage's 13 occupying regiments. Each company had its own lieutenant, but the majority of the captains commanding them were volunteers attached to them last minute, drawn from all the regiments stationed in Boston. This lack of familiarity between commander and company would cause problems during the battle. However, Colonel Smith was still over all the regiments. The British began to wake their troops at 9 p.m. on the night of April 18th and assemble them on the water's edge at the western end of the Boston Commons by 10 p.m. Colonel Smith was late arriving. When they disembarked near Phillips Farm in Cambridge, it was into waist-deep water at midnight. After a lengthy halt to unload their gear, the regulars began their 17-mile march to Concord at about 2 a.m. During the way, they had been provided with extra ammunition, cold salt pork, and hard sea biscuits. They did not carry knapsacks since they would not be encamped. They carried their haversacks, food bags, canteens, muskets, and anything else, and marched off in wet, muddy shoes and soggy uniforms. As they marched through, the sounds of the colonial alarm throughout the countryside caused a few officers who were aware of their mission to realize they had lost the element of surprise. At 3 a.m., Colonel Smith sent Major Pickering ahead with 6 companies of light infantry under order of quick march to Concord. At about 4 a.m., Smith made the wise but belated decision to send a messenger back to Boston asking for reinforcements.